Hi guys, welcome to my channel. This is Max. I'm a massage therapist and an osteopath in Barcelona. Today we're gonna work on lower limbs. We're gonna work on the glutes. We're gonna try to solve a case of plantar fasciitis. We know that plantar fasciitis cannot be solved with a massage. We need a lot of physical therapies, trying to strengthen that arch and avoid that collapse arch and that over-supinated arch. But we are trying to release the plantar fascia a little bit. We're gonna work on the soleus. We're gonna work on the calf muscle, and all the way up into the gracilis and adductor. But sometimes in the studies they find some relation with the plantar fasciitis. Of course, the peroneal are included, but first we're gonna start to opening the foot, working on allus digitorum longum, working on trigger point into the plantar fascia. The base concept that I want you to understand is that you want to try to opening the foot so that when the client is running or walking, there is a good connection with the ground, there is the spring, the gait is not impeded, and there isn't an pronated arch of the foot. The idea is to move in the opposite direction of the pronation. Then we're gonna try to release all the tendon on the lateral side of the leg. This feels really good. The client really enjoy this kind of work. And then we go deep into the peroneals and into the soleus muscle. The soleus muscle that can be reached only with a band position with a flexion position of the knee. And now you can see how I connect my hands and press. She was really tight on the calf. She was feeling a lot of pain, so I'm not going really deep. I don't think deep tissue massage has to hurt. I think deep tissue massage, it's a way to connect with the client, point out where the trigger point, where is the adhesion, where the pain is, and try to release from there. Doesn't have to be super painful. Maybe some people disagree, but for me, I have great result when I stay on the limit of the pain and I work in connection with my client. We don't create extra tension and just work with that release of endorphin from the brain when you create that mechanical tension in the muscle. So you work with opioid coming from the inner brain. And now we are releasing, try to work on a talocrural joint. Really important to create dorsiflexion. Sometimes lack of dorsiflexion is related to plantar fasciitis. It's related to a lot of problems, honestly. And if you want to work on dorsiflexion, you want to try to release the muscle in the front, the tibialis anterior, that can impede the dorsiflexion. Then you stretching the quads and opening up one more time the fascia. Now we have some distraction of the knee joint. That feels really good, I promise. And then we start working on the hamstring, bicep femoris, the semitendinoso, semimembranoso, and maybe even the gracilis. You will see some work on the gracilis later. So I'm trying to open up try to divide the two muscles. You find that some people that problem into the foot, into the hips, is because the two muscles, the bicep femoris and the semitendinoso, semimembranoso, there is not that space in the septum, and that can create a lot of mechanical tension and adhesion in between the muscles, and that can create a lot of pain. And when you have a kind of problem, you are like prone to injury. So it's a good way, it's a good way of work. Is try to opening and try to create space in between these two muscles. Now you can see some post-isometric relaxation. So I ask the client to contract the muscle. Some people call it progressive angle isometric loading. But the concept is the same. You try to inhibit the muscle after a contraction, because the muscle relax after you create a contraction. So after that, pin and stretch technique, where you work on the adhesion a certain point on the hamstring, I add some myofascial technique, try to stretch the fascia all the way into the ischiotuberosity. And now I'm working on a gracilis, a muscle that can be involved in a lot of pubis problem, and it can feel really tight, especially people with dorsiflexion blockage. You can see you always want to have a good connection with your client. You always want to have attention, and you don't want to go too hard. You don't want to create a reaction that the client becomes super tense. So it's like a kind of a destroying all the work you did before. So here you can see I'm trying to work into the adductor on face down position. It's not the most comfortable position. I prefer when the client is face up or on the side. But if you don't have time and you need to do a complete thorough work, you can do that. And that's how you do it. Then some stroke from sport massage. Now we have another angle. Always try to cover your client, try to make them feel comfortable, especially in this society we live in, and right now that everything is so hypersexualized. We got to really watch out what we're doing, especially in this line of work with your client. So always work with the feedback of the client, always respect the boundary. Yeah, you see I was comfortably sitting on a table. It's good that you feel yourself in a comfortable position, because you want to be relaxed. If you're tense, you're going to pass that tension to your client. I don't know if there is a law of the universe, but I found that the more relaxed I am, the more the client feel the benefit of the massage. Sorry, here you cannot really see kind of in the front of the camera, but what I'm doing, I'm pressing the hamstring on the side. And see, you can see I'm still working on that internal part of the leg, the medial part of the leg that was really tense. See, I'm working into the septum, in between the bicep femoris and the semimembranoso, semitendinoso. Try to create space. The main idea is to slowly reach the ischiotuberosity, find the bone that you will definitely feel on top of your thumb, and go down with your thumb and try to release and break the adhesion. Here again, some opening of the fascia, all the way up and open up, because after a work like that you want to open. And then some breaking of extra adhesion. This technique is really useful in competition, especially in the tennis competition, when you have some time to just give a fast massage to your client, or in a soccer competition. So then you see, again, try to create that space that is necessary to avoid injury, the pulling of the hamstring. A problem that you ask, why is happening? Because not all the fiber have the same elongation, and some fiber become really tense, and that's why it's happening. So you want to find that tension in where the mechanical tension is more tight, and then work into it. And then this last stroke before we are going to work on the glutes. You have another angle here. I grab the leg, the ankle with the right hands, and in the same time I'm going into the piriformis and glute medius. Was really tight. I suggest you to really pay attention to the reaction of your client. You don't want the client to start screaming or get really tense. So again, working on bicep femoris, reaching the ischial tuberosity, going up, cross over all the 6 deep rotator, and finish on the TFL. It's kind of like feeding the fiber into the joint. Then working on the 6 deep rotators. See how she moved? The glute medius was pretty tight. Sometimes it's happened that you can leave some bruises, especially the day after the circulation is not the best. It's normal. It's gonna go away in maximums a week. So if you're a client and that's happening, it's something that is happen with the deep tissue massage. Now we're working on the glute medius, carefully working on that piriformis. You can see how she moved the leg, how she felt that piriformis get really tight. I decided then to, because the pain was too much, try to just slowly massage it, and then use some neurological inhibition, the post-isometric contraction, that help the muscle to relax and help even the mechanical tension. But sometimes it's more helpful when the muscle is really tense, just to use the pails and rails from the spina, and just that is actually pails or rails are just the use of contraction of the main muscle and working on the complementary muscle to create inhibition and relax, because the muscle sometimes just need some contraction in the right angle. And now you can see after all that work, I try to find the trigger point. You really want to pay attention here, because there is the sciatic nerve, and using some movement of the hips to work on that piriformis that she has really tight. Then all the way on the 6 deep rotators, that they were much better. And again, trying to reach the femur, try to work all that 6 muscle. And that's it for today's, guys. I hope you enjoy my video. I will try to come every week with a new video, and please subscribe, and see you soon.